Fourth grade lesson 12.10 is mixed measures. Let's have a look. Our essential question is, how can you solve problems involving mixed measures? Let's see what they mean by that. Herman is building a picnic table for a new campground. The picnic table is 5 feet 10 inches long. How long is the picnic table in inches? So notice we had the information given to us that's 5 feet 10 inches long. Feet and inches are a mixed measure. One is not feet and one is not inches. So those are mixed and we need to get them the same. They're first asking us, is the mixed measure greater than or less than 6 feet? Well, remember, it takes, or how many inches are in 1 foot? 12 inches are in 1 foot. 12 inches are in 1 foot. And this is only 10 inches. So no, it's 5 feet and less than another foot. So no, it's a little less than 6 feet. Now let's move forward to see what the question, the actual answer to the question. So how long is the picnic table in inches? Well, we have 5 feet, and we know that 1 foot is 12 inches from a previous lesson, right? 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. If I want 5 of those feet to keep things equivalent, that is a 1 times 5. I need to do a 12 times 5. And 12 times 5, I believe, is 60. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. 60 inches. 10 inches is already in inches. I don't have to convert that or change that. Now that they are both converted to inches, I can just add them together. 60 plus 10 equals 70 inches. So the picnic table is 70 inches long. Let's take a look at example 1, adding mixed measures. Herman built the picnic table in 2 days. The first day he worked for 3 hours and 45 minutes, and the second day he worked for 2 hours and 10 minutes. How long did it take him to build the table? So now we have the mixed measures of 3 hours and 45 minutes and 2 hours and 10 minutes. So we could write down 3 hours and 45 minutes and 2 hours and 10 minutes. We have our hours lined up with our hours, our minutes lined up with our minutes. We're going to add those minutes first, just in case we hit 60 minutes and we need to carry 1 hour over. 45 minutes plus 10 minutes is a total of 55 minutes, which is not an hour, so we're okay. We don't need to carry over an hour. And now we'll just add our hours together. 3 plus 2 is 5. It took him a total of 5 hours and 55 minutes to build the table. What if Herman worked an extra 5 minutes on the picnic table? How long would he have worked on the table then? Well, we know it's 5 hours and 55 minutes right now. Let's say we added 5 more minutes to that. That is now 60 minutes. And what do you know about 60 minutes? Right, that's an hour. So that's the same thing as 1 hour. So why say 5 hours and 60 minutes when 60 minutes is an hour? Instead, we'll say 5 hours plus that 1 more hour for a total of 6 hours. Okay, so that was adding mixed measures. What about subtracting mixed measures? Let's have a look at how that might look. Alicia is building a fence around the picnic area. She has a pole that is 6 feet and 6 inches long. She cuts off 1 foot 7 inches from one end. How long is the pole now? So we would subtract the inches first. Notice I'm going to rewrite this over here. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm going to write the amounts. We started with 6 feet and 6 inches. And she takes off 1 foot and 7 inches. So that's what she's taken off, and we know that taking off is subtract, right? And that's what they wrote here, but there was some crossed off stuff, and I wanted to make sure you were clear on what was happening. We would start by subtracting the inches. 6 inches minus 7 inches, and oh no, that's not going to happen. If I have 6 inches, you can't cut 7 inches off of that, right? Remember, we do know how many inches are in a foot, so we're going to take one of these feet. So now there's only 5 of them. We're going to cut it into 12, right? Because 1 foot is 12 inches. So we're cutting that into 12 pieces and adding that to the 6 that's already there. That's where they got 18 from right here. Normally we'd carry over and we put the 1 in front of it and call it 16. But remember, this isn't running off of a base 10 system. There's 12 inches in a foot. So that ended up being 18 because of the 12 plus 6. Now I can subtract, so 18 subtract 7 is 11 inches. Different color for that would be better. 11 inches. And then 5 feet minus 1 foot is 4 foot. And of course, I got a little ahead of myself here. Here, they want the answer of the 5 feet with the 18 inches now that we've converted it all. And then they want us to go ahead and do our subtraction. 18 minus 7 is 11 inches. And then 5 feet minus 1 feet is 4 feet. So the whole pole now that she's cut it is 4 feet, 11 inches long. Okay, they want us to try this. They want us to subtract 3 pounds and 5 ounces minus 1 pound and 2 ounces. And if I don't remember the relationship between pounds and ounces, I can flip back to page 481 and take a look at there. So you can see in this lesson, you're probably going to need to flip back to some of those other lessons to get the little key on there, unless there's something you have memorized already. I liked how before they had them lined up pounds above pounds and ounces above ounces. So I'm going to do that. I have 3 pounds. LBS is the abbreviation for pounds, by the way, so I'm going to abbreviate that. And 5 OZ is the abbreviation for ounces. And I'm subtracting from it 1 pound and 2 ounces. I start by subtracting my ounces, and there's enough to do that. 5 ounces minus 2 ounces is 3 ounces. And then I do my pounds. 3 pounds minus 1 pound is 2 pounds. So my answer is 2 pounds, 3 ounces. Let's look at the first question on the share and show. A truck is carrying 2 tons, 500 pounds of steel. How many pounds of steel is the truck carrying? We want our answer in pounds. And I went back to page 481 and got that key off of there. Let's think it through. Of 2 tons, 500 pounds, as 2 tons plus 500 pounds. 2 tons plus 500 pounds. Okay. Well, what is 2 tons in pounds? We know that 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. So 2 tons would be, right, 4,000 pounds. And then we have the 500 pounds here. So when you put all of that together, oh, I think they want 500 pounds there, we get 4,500 pounds. So the truck is carrying 4,500 pounds of steel. So we had to use this. If we didn't know that 1 ton was 2,000 pounds, we had to use this to convert it. They gave us that hint there, by the way, too, so that's helpful as well. And once we got the tons converted into pounds, then we just needed to put them together with the rest of the pounds that were there. Hopefully that made sense. We'll practice a few more. For this part of the share and show, they want us to rewrite each measure in the given unit. We have yards and feet. They want it in feet. I brought over this key from page 477. 3 pints and 1 cup. They want it all in cups. I brought over this helpful key from page 485. And then 3 weeks and 1 day. They want in days. I brought over this helpful tool from page 503. These will help us answer these. I have 1 yard and 2 feet. Okay, that is 1 yard plus 2 feet, right? Let's change yard to feet. How many yards are in a foot? There is 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. So I will change 1 yard to 3 feet. And then I will add it to the 2 feet that are already there. 3 feet and 1 feet are the same, right? 3 feet plus 2 feet is a total of 5 feet. There's the answer to that one. Now we're looking at number 3, 3 pints and 1 cup. You can try that if you feel like you want to pause the video and give it a try and see if you're getting it or not. We're going to change it to cups. I have 3 pints plus 1 cup. Well, how many cups are in a pint? 1 pint is 2 cups. I'm going to write this down here. 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. And I want 3 of those, right? So I would have to multiply this by 3, and I would have to multiply this by 3 to keep this equivalent. So 3 times 2 is 6 cups. So 6 cups is the equivalent to 3 pints. And now all I have to do, now that their labels are the same, is add them together. 6 cups plus 1 cup is 7 cups. Here they want us to do 3 weeks and 1 day in how many days that is. This one you might find easier because you probably have converted this time in your head before, but just in case you don't, remember this is like 3 weeks, and you can try it and pause it and then play, plus 1 day. Well, how many days are in a week? 1 week is the equivalent of 7 days. So 1 week is equal to 7 days. And I need it to be 3 weeks. So to change 1 to a 3, I would multiply by 3. To keep this equivalent, I would multiply this by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Thank you, Mrs. Sanchez, for making me memorize my math facts. You're welcome. 21 days. Plus the 1 day that was already there. 21 days plus 1 more day equals 22 days. Okay, this section wants us to add and subtract these mixed units. I brought over pounds and ounces, gallons and quarts, and time, units of time, so that we know if we've hit the point where we need to carry over. So we're going to start with the smallest unit of measure, the ounces, and then I just need to keep in mind that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So if this added together reaches 16, then I'm going to carry over. We're doing 4 ounces plus 6 ounces. 4 plus 6 is 10. So that hasn't reached 16 yet. So we're just going to call it 10 ounces. And then we add the pounds together. 2 plus 1 is 3 pounds. And that's the answer to that one. No carryover necessary because we'd have to get to 16 in order for it to be another pound, a carryover. Okay, let's look at number 6. You can try that one. Here's the information on gallons and quarts. There's 4 quarts in a gallon. Okay, now we have 3 gallons and 2 quarts minus 1 gallon and 3 quarts. And so just to keep in mind, 1 gallon is the equivalent of 4 quarts. Okay, have that in mind. We need 2 quarts. We're going to start with our quarts, right? We're going to take 2 quarts and subtract 3 from it. But wait a minute, I can't do that. 1 gallon is 4 quarts, so let's take one of these gallons. There's 3 there. Let's take one of them. So now there's just 2 left. And change that into quarts. That 1 gallon we took is the same as 4 quarts. But then we still had 2 quarts sitting here, so we'll add that to the 2 quarts that were sitting there. And that leaves us with 6 quarts. And I could do 6 quarts minus 3 quarts. 6 quarts minus 3 quarts is 3 quarts. And then I will subtract my gallons. 2 gallons minus 1 gallon is 1 gallon. So your answer will be 1 gallon and 3 quarts. Go ahead and try this one and see how you do. We have hours and minutes, and we know that 1 hour is the equivalent of 60 minutes. And we're subtracting 5 hours and 20 minutes minus 3 hours and 15 minutes. All right, so you tried it. We have 20 minutes, and we're subtracting 15 minutes from that. Well, that's going to leave us with 5 minutes. We had enough to subtract, so we're okay. And now we just need to do the hours. 5 hours minus 3 hours is 2 hours. So that's all this lesson is about, is just using the tools from the pages that we used previously, making the adjustments the way they need you to. These tools are going to be really handy for this lesson. You'll be flipping around in your book. Feel free to ask me for some Post-it notes if you want to mark those pages where all of these little keys are at. You can mark those so you can find them quickly. That might make it easier as you do your Think Central. Good luck.